Hello friends, welcome back, and this time we're going to talk about how to study, or at least how we do it. The tips we are going to give you are based on what works for us, which does not mean that they're all going to work for you. The point of this video is to motivate you and if possible to give you some tools to study a little bit easier. Now on to the first tip. So this first tip is about maintaining a constant study during the whole semester. This might seem a bit lame and obvious, but it's actually very important. If you keep in touch with the contents that have been lectured in each class during the whole semester, you will have a lot less work when the time to study for the exams comes. What I mean is, try to take notes during classes, talk to your professors to clarify your doubts, and if you review your notes periodically as well as practice some exercises, you'll be consolidating many of the contents throughout a much longer period of time. Also, when I say that you should review your notes, I mean for you to take 1 or 2 hours a week to do this, which, if you think about it, isn't all that much when compared to what you would have to study during the exams. If you have a very tight schedule during the week, maybe you have a hobby or practice a sport, perhaps you're learning a language, try to maximize your weekend and review all the contents lectured in all the classes during that week. Don't be scared about this. Just half an hour or 1 hour for each subject is a very good start for you to understand which ones are harder for you, and also for you to understand if you should spend more or less time in each specific subject. If you do this every week for every subject, I promise that when the time comes, you'll have a much easier time studying for the exams. The second tip I have for you is try to pay attention to all the classes that you have. I know that many classes can get boring, especially theoretical classes. Still, it is important that you don't get too distracted. Usually, we decide which classes deserve the most attention. I'm sure that in all your subjects, there are some professors that try to make the class interesting, while others simply show you a presentation, talk for the whole time and that's it. The interesting classes are the ones you should pay undivided attention to. For the others, you can get a different method. I mean, if you can pay undivided attention to them, that's perfect. But if you can, and if you tend to get distracted too easily, you need to develop a method to stay on track. To fight this distractive impulse, what we do is to paint. So when the class is super boring and not interactive at all, instead of going to YouTube or any social media, we simply paint. Doing this, we are paying enough attention so that we can remember what we've heard, and still take notes on the most important topics. This will help you study, since when you start reviewing the contents and summarizing them, there will be a lot of things that you will remember to have heard during class. Lastly, the third tip is for you to test yourself as soon as you start studying. Before you do anything else, you should test what you know, either when you're studying during the semester or when you're studying in the weeks before the exams. If, like us, you have lots of projects and quizzes during the semester, you will need to prepare for them as well. Testing yourself before studying allows you to understand which parts you know better and which parts you know the least. On the limit, it will allow you to understand which parts you already know and which parts you don't know at all. This way, you will only study what you don't know, and you won't waste time reviewing the things that you already do. The best way to do this is to create flashcards or get exams or quizzes from previous years. Something that will allow you to understand what you're studying for, and that has questions for you to test if you can answer them or not. So the point is, you should test what you know as soon as you start studying, so that you can have an idea of what you know and of what you still need to know. I hope these tips have helped you either to organize yourself or to come up with your own way of studying. Either way, let us know in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching, we'll see you next time.